Hey guys, welcome to today's game. It's going to be Horns of Cerunnos, episode 3 with this group. So last time that we played, we had, or they had gone to a town called Ostvigheim, and they had solved a murder with stern but fair justice, and that's good. So they had gone to back to Gunnar's home. With the intention of now going north, way north, to the ancient Jotun castle, which they're hoping to capture. So I'll get everyone to introduce themselves. We'll start with Ryan.
Sure. Hey guys, I'm Ryan from Nerdarchy. I am playing Nock Rune Thief, who's a seer, aka a human wizard divine.
Whitey.
Sorry. Yep, Ian Whitey. I'm playing Sigmarsson, a Huskal warrior, and seeing as we're heading north, I figured I'd best wear me for tonight's sex.
Excellent.
Let's go, I'm ready!
Alright, Ian?
Ian, Fantastic Dimensions. I am playing Osvaldur Halfdanson. He is a Skald of the College of Valor.
Nice. Chris?
Chris from the channel Drop Dice. I'm playing Born Paladin. He is Oath of Vengeance Paladin, half giant.
And Dan.
Hi, my name is Dan. We'll be playing Ergas the Wall, who is a half-frost giant fighter who recently became an Eldritch Knight. So expect to see that he now has a little white snow owl familiar, and I think I'm going to call it, I don't know, Grimfeather. There you go. That'll work.
Okay. So you guys went back to Gunnar's home, and get there, and you're told well, the Jarl congratulated you on doing so well with your justice. It was stern but fair, and that's how justice is meant to be. And you've then been told to make your way to Alanska, which is a village on the coast where the shipwright lives, and he's going to ship. You're going to go across onto the main continent and then walk a very long way. Pam, before you get going.
Well, we're bringing people with us, right? We said...
You have Ragnar, who you took from the village last time.
Yeah.
So
Is there a crew?
Alanska, you'll get.
I thought we would end up with a group of basically, cannon fodder
You
and stuff and
the journey to Alanska is relatively. It'll be really when you get to the main continent that the journey will begin properly. So it takes you.
We just need mead.
Lots of mead, always. So in that case, it takes you at very most to get to Alanska. It's not that far from Gunnar's home. It's pretty small. But it's got quite a large, busy dock, and you see this man with this greasy black hair. He's chopping wood. He turns to look at you, and he rests the axe on his shoulder. He kind of looks at you guys up and down. Well met. You're the Jarl's men.
Hi.
You sail in the winter.
It seems like a lovely fool's errand, and we're just the fools to be going on it. We have our jester. I point to the bard. Asvaldur.
Oh, you're a minstrel.
Or
with minstrel, I can't remember too well.
I walk over with the dwarf, a heavy slap on the back.
Because it doesn't take much.
Help him up. You could say we're a bit of a performing duo.
Yeah, you seem to be carnival folk or something with these freaky giants with you. No offense, by the way. bit unusual. Two of you in one place.
A rare wit, this one. Maybe he would like to join our jolly troop.
Perhaps. Do you want to come with a poem about the Carnival of Death?
Okay, and he gets the better of the group then. a little rowing a ship.
Where are you not? My wits have.
Right. The longship, he kind of shouts a little bit as he walks, and you see people in the direction of the longship, kind of hugging women goodbye, that kind of stuff. So you're placed onto this longship, and there's probably about you guys, 30 people on it, into seats or whatever. And points to the giants or half giants, and he says, "You need to sit on opposite sides of the ship. We don't want it turning."
That's why there's two of us.
Thought this out. We brought two.
Well, take a seat.
Take a seat.
So you said through the that's gathered there, and you see this Ulan's guy is definitely a very capable captain. Kind of steering the boat. Someone's echoing quite a bit. So, they are Ragnar and the two guys. So you are. It's very cold. The wind picks up pretty much. Leave the immediate coast. It's bitingly cold, and it starts to. Big fat drops of rain start to fall, which builds up in strength and eventually starts to come down in just like sheets of rain. And it's like freezing cold, so your hands are really, really sore as you pull these oars in the freezing rain. And it's like that for about 3 hours.
I'll row with the because I'm strong enough that
Try to sing some kind of a rousing song just to kind of lift spirits a little bit, a working song.
Yeah, that's necessary for sure. You can see a lot of the guys are pretty pissed off at the situation here. They don't sail in winter. It's not something they usually do because it fucking rained all the time.
I'll make sure to throw in lots of little comedic bits then too, just to try to keep people, happier. A dwarf who
We
could.
don't have much to do during this voyage, and I kind of get this fleeting glimpse of the words and images that kind of come together, and it forms the prophecy: when the crone calls, the whispering, shining egg will awaken. And I turn that around in my head and just wonder what it all means.
Writing that down.
I could have written it, send it to you after the session.
Got it. Okay, so Nock is kind of probably sitting cross-legged near the rudder of the ship at the back where Olansk is, while everybody else rows in the pissing rain. So yeah, it rains for about 3 hours, and it's pretty unpleasant. But these are tough men, and they don't really have too much of a problem with it. But as the rain stops, the sun kind of eventually peeks out, and you can see up ahead this huge military pillar of stone that juts out of the sea, like a column almost, and it's got this huge face of Njord carved under it. Njord is the god of the sea. This big stern face of this bearded man, sort of greenish hair, which is like moss and green beard. And Ulansk is pretty pleased by this. He says, "Ah, yes, haha, the Njord, halfway there, lad." He is totally soaked as well, but he's grinning like an absolute madman. So he's clearly pleased that you've made it happen. And just then, to the right of the ship, I don't know if that's starboard or port, I have no idea.
Starboard is the right. Porters.
Yeah, 4 letters. It's the easy way to remember.
So, on that side anyway, this plume of water shoots up like 50 feet in the air. And the wind blows it onto the ship. You soaked again. And and you see this kind of brownish island appear and then sink below the surface again. And the men on the ship go absolutely nuts. They're like, "Oh no!" Blah blah. You pull out like their hammers around their necks and kiss them, and people are up to the sky. People are panicking big time.
This is.
I figure with an 18 intelligence and knowledge.
Creature. They tend to have a very bad surface, water sprayed, and you hear them start to.
It's cue to intersect with us.
No, it went down. It's kind of
Panicking, lads, get back to your stations.
The safety of the crew. I'm going to start casting Phantasmal Force. The visage thing tasty, a sea creature that this thing would want to eat, and put that just out of reach of the Leviathan, so it's actually actively missing food.
okay. So brown surface. You know that it'll be difficult to put it in front of it for sure, but you can in the water somewhere.
I'll just put it off of our course.
So and into discipline again, they kind of pull in their oars and try to row backwards, trying to stop moving. So if you guys want to do like a strength check,
I got it.
I was broken as well.
the men are just like holding their, trying not to move, and then you see under the ship. So it's like a rock of a wave surfaces. But it manages not to capsize. The head's probably about 50 feet out. About 10 feet across opens up, and a secondary eyelid kind of slides back, and it just looks at you guys on the ship. It looks at the ship, just next to the ship, and everyone else on the ship is just not moving, breathing. They're just.
Either. I'm staying still.
Of this creature, because in all my days sailing some things, but much smaller than this and from a greater distance.
And occasionally the eye or away from the ship. And as it goes, everyone just continues to hold their breath, and then eventually, after it,
What are you shooting about? Let's get moving.
moment that was that's the wrath of Nord made flesh, and it gives us an improving.
Right on this one.
You agree with me?
For a change.
I wasn't worried. I would not even make an appetizer for
Slapping and like thanking the god, and off again. So getting there, oh, there's quite a bit of echo. I don't know what's happening here.
Let me hold on.
Oh, nope, not you. Hello, yeah, it's you, Eddie. Classic move. So you get to the other side, and you're brought to a pretty small town, to the dock, and you guys get off, and there's like children playing and stuff, and people walking around doing their business, and they see the two half giants get off, and all the children just kind of stop and like point, and then mothers grab them, and the street's pretty much empty very, very quickly, seeing you guys get off the ship.
I call out children and some of the other townsfolk. Don't worry, they've already eaten their share. Their fill of children for this.
Seriously, I'm saying, don't worry, children. He's just a dwarf.
We have a spear and kind of pat knock on. Being
So-
he's about this is the children.
The townspeople are panicking a little bit, and they kind of retreat into the houses. So it's just this one guy standing on the dock, and he looks like he's half dead, missing an eye. He's got no teeth, but he's big and burly, but he's just like a hideous man, clearly badly disfigured.
I whisper to Asphalt, or one of your lineage.
One of yours.
So he walks up and he says, "I'm Ogvi. The Jarl left us." He points and you see these three of his fingers. And he points kind of towards the town square, and you can see there's a bunch of in there and a cart. So moving over there, there's actually like a large covered wagon with 2 oxen hitched to it. And there's 3 big white horses, and there's 10 young men, probably about 17 or 18 years old, all of them. And they all have their heads shaved with like a single strip of hair at the center. They all have mohawks, like absolute methods. They all have these like attempts at beards, like really some of them have really dodgy mustaches and stuff that they're trying to grow. So this Ogvi goes, "Lord Gunn said you can take these. They're young, but they're strong and quick. Blood claws, the Jarl calls them. Impetuous little shits, but handy in a tight corner."
You, Ogvar, are you coming with us?
No. You couldn't pay me to go that far north.
How far north is it? How many days' ride?
Looking at about 2 months.
Fucking months.
Pleasant company I have. Where are the women? Do we have any women that come along with us?
Have to,
Call them mud claws.
you'd have to provide your own. And you're not taking any of mine. He like pokes you in the chest with his only remaining finger.
I can only imagine the sorts you get along with. I'm fine, actually. I'm fine.
Damn right.
Calls would probably look pretty tempting in comparison.
Missing as many teeth as missing fingers.
More.
What are you saying about me? He's clearly like hard of hearing as well.
Well, 2 months. Should we a day in here in town before we travel then, since we're not going to probably civilization for a while?
There's villages along the way. It's called Gaspin Home. And then from there it's another 3 or 4 weeks through the mountains before you get to the supposed location of this place.
The town life.
Do the blood claws know the way?
No, you guys.
Okay.
I probably carry it because I'm good at staying able to find me.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And these blood claws, these young dudes, some of them are kind of like pushing each other and like punching each other in the arm and stuff. And then they see you approaching and they kind of stop. One of them walks forward. He's clearly the tallest of them. He also has an actual beard. He steps forward and says, "Hello, I'm Skander. Of the Jarl."
Well, Scander, I'm sure you'll with your life if need be.
Yes, not fear death. None of us do. And then he goes, "Ooh!" And the other guys all howl as well.
The other 2.
10 of them. I have names for all of them if you want to write them down.
He's the leader.
Skander, yeah, is the one who stepped forward anyway.
You've sold the Jarl. Now swear your fealty to us.
We work for the Jarl. We don't serve you.
Serve us now.
The other guy's kind of like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. Sure. Yeah, okay. We swear we'll serve you, or whatever. You know.
He's all soft on. Be our theme song circus.
So, Scanner tells you that they are good, that they'll scout ahead, and they'll also, like, obviously help protect the caravan if you're attacked. But hopefully that won't happen.
They're wearing red tabards all.
No, they're not. They do have red shields though.
No,
All right, so you begin to set out.
As we set out, I'll have my owl kind of fly up and kind of scout from up high as well.
Yeah, no problem. What did you? Grim feather?
Yeah, I called it Grimfeather. I'll probably have it try to stay within a so we can communicate telepathy.
It's a long ass journey, and there's very little to do on this journey. Um, the half giants can run on the one, or you can walk. And the rest of you all have horses offered to you.
This is the best way.
Two for now, having spent all that time riding, time to stretch my legs.
something to read, or I'll be and see what the augurs have to say.
No problem. When you start casting stuff, Bloodclaws pretty much as one kind of look a little bit nervous, and they definitely give you a bit more of a wide berth. Staying away from you for sure. They're definitely uncomfortable with that.
When I do this, I cast runes around me in a little circle, and as I birds, the runes start circling and swirling around me, almost like a propeller, and then it just lifts up, and the runes circling around me as it glides forward at my command.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, the Bloodclaws are definitely wary of that. They don't like sorcery. Not a fan. So, moving along. The weather kind of is it's cold, obviously, but it's less rare. There's occasional snow, but it's kind of a lot more manageable. It's not damp as such, which is a lot better when you're traveling. So, third day of travel, you actually spot a herd of Hydron. And you guys know that these are goats that instead of making milk, make mead. And they make the mead that they drink in Valhalla, which is not only incredibly delicious, but also crushingly addictive. So you see they're kind of golden on top of a hill. They look incredibly, they're framed by a sunset just behind them, looking incredibly majestic. And one of these Bloodclaws, he kicks his horse into gear and starts running off towards them, kind of trying to chase down a goat. And as he gets close, he actually jumps off his horse and tries to, and tackles a goat onto the ground. Are you okay with this?
Are they the size of regular goats?
They are indeed, yeah.
Well, you know, I'd foreseen something like that happening as I was casting my runes along this ride, and so I saw to go for the goat, but all of a sudden it bolts away and he just lands on his face. He actually rolled an 8 for his attempt to grapple and tackle this thing.
Right. I mean, you saw it happen in your mind, and then it happened in real life. So he leaps off his horse. Goat just kicks out of the way. So it's a bank of snow. So he's like into this bank of snow, and eventually, no, he's like, damn it!
Back to out.
They scatter. They run away.
Shout over to him. Recover your horse and get back in line.
He kind of looks up and he goes, like he thinks better of it, and eventually he wanders off to get his horse, and then he comes back, and all the other Bloodclaws are like slapping on the back, like, haha, nice one, yeah, cool, nice work, that was awesome. These guys tell a lot of stupid stories. Like they spend a lot of their time talking about girls they've gotten with and talking about how they were in this like mad battle where they like killed all these dudes. Definitely not true. They're just embellishing a lot. But they're doing it a lot. They're always kind of talking all this sort of shit.
I'll tell them a true story about how we almost killed Lord Gunn before agreeing to to serve him. And since I'm in a good spirit, even I won't even take part about when the dwarf pissed himself and surrendered.
I won't mention how easily gun.
Listen, and Ranek, he's kind of shaking his head. He's like, no, invincible.
I would like to roll persuasion.
I once killed a man for talking to him. And I'll just...
Oh, sorry, I gotta put... There you go. Yeah, sorry, great.
No, Lord Gunn is invincible. He lost.
But it was a glorious loss.
We both like creep, and as I say that, I'll kind of run my hand across the thunder.
They all
Stop that fucking howling.
Us, but
quite a fat young man. It's like, is that a Thunderwolf cloak? Like, what? And he kind of leans to the guy next to him. Fucking Thunderwolf cloak. What the?
Yes, it's a fresh kill as of 3 days ago.
So he kind of nods impressively, and then Ranek, who's the guy who was defending Lord Gunn the whole time, he just says, "You shouldn't kill wolves."
Wolves, or those who worship wolves, are just fodder to people like us.
But you're not people.
Right, we're something more than people. You best remember it. And
Okay.
this is my battle brother. I'm not gonna let him talk shit like that.
I'm not even gonna make you roll a hit or anything. You just cock him, and he falls off his horse, wipes the blood, and he goes for his sword. And all the other guys just jump down like, no, Jesus Christ, no! And they'll just like jump on top of him to stop him.
I'll take off weapons, drop them in the snow, loosen up a bit, and take a chance.
Ranek kid is freaking out. He's like, "Rah!"
Jotun pride and unity in its finest.
So they lift him up, but they're holding him back. He looks livid, like his eyes are like wild and open, and he's kind of actually snarling and stuff like that. But they're holding him back, and eventually they like kind of like shake some sense into him, and it passes, and he's like, "Do not hit me again." We're companions, no?
We are.
as long as you, yes, if you cross us again, you'll be less than what you are now.
A little bit really goes to these creatures' heads. Bit of Irish whisper to the side.
Said another word, they kind of get back on their horses and they ride ahead of you a little bit. Kind of done talking for the day anyway.
Okay, put my weapon back on then, since he's not gonna
No, the
fight.
others very strongly discouraged him from doing that. Very, I think, as well.
Probably. I wasn't gonna hurt him.
Mhm.
To understand it, I wasn't gonna let him talk to my guys like that. I guess especially, we've had a bit of a bond, but Serg as well. Actually, Serg has proved himself too in the last town we were in. So.
So probably every like 5 days you get to a village, roughly. Kind of middle of nowhere, sort of one-horse towns that have, a longhouse, a couple of houses, and a couple of farms and stuff like that. And mostly you're welcomed. Even the giants or the half giants are welcomed, and you're given like a warm place to sleep, and you stock up on some supplies and stuff, and then you get moving. And in the third week of your travels, in one of these towns, they have and the blood gods drink a lot. They all drink a lot, and one of them, Gander, actually gets into a fight with a local, and kills him in the fight. So this kind of comes to light the next thing, that they had a disagreement, and then they got into a fist fight, and then Scanner took it way too far and killed him with his fists.
This is like I had this vision on the trip of a brimming cup of mead, but the mead red and crimson. Probably that.
What does the law say about this?
It's up to the governor of the city to enact blood rights.
So he killed Farmer's son, and they went to Weregild, which is basically the price of that.
Hmm.
15, but that's a far cry from 100.
Staying here.
Sober witnesses?
What about was it in the tavern that he fought, or
Back.
were there any townspeople that witnessed this?
Scanner doesn't know.
Asking Skander.
That in the ribs, and Scanner was dark. She couldn't really see.
Well, it's as far as I can see. He's killed a man. He can't. Therefore, he'll have to work his Weregild off. We'll have to live.
So he's kind of one-sided.
You and your pals not wasted all your money on mead, you probably could have paid your way out of this one. Gotten into it all.
Yeah, but he's dead. You're not. So you could follow me. That's the option.
Because you
Because
can't
you are
show
a
any.
drunk.
Because you can't.
Can think of on this one a history check or that.
It's pretty clear cut.
We can catch it.
I want him with us anyway. We need to disarm.
A good 5-10 feet.
Yeah.
Charge, and if we leave him armed,
Well, if you leave him here to pay the Weregild, he'll be a thrall to the family.
Okay. Cast a spell. Better look at exactly how it works. I'll cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
I think you might be able to kind of help me to ensure myself in a way about his guilt or innocence. Detect Thoughts. For the duration, I can read the certain creatures when I cast a spell. I can focus my mind on any creature that I see within 30 feet. Initially, I learn the surface thoughts of the creature. And as an action, I can either shift my attention to another creature or attempt to probe deeper into their mind. If I probe deeper, I must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, I gain insight into its reasoning, emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind.
Cool.
If he succeeds the saving throw, then the spell ends. The target will know that you're probing into his mind either way. So.
So what do I need to roll?
Let me see, is there a saving throw when I first cast it? There's not. So at first I just detected surface thoughts, and then if I, the next round try to probe deeper, he gets to make a wisdom save.
So surface thoughts are fucking giant, fucking damn, these fucking guys coming in here. Lots of that.
Try to
What do you need to do for that?
save. Okay. Tell his emotional state, his, what's
He's
large in
equal
mind.
parts afraid and angry. He feels like he's been wronged, and he remembers the fight as a blur. He felt like sort of cutting pain at his ribs. Thought that was a knife. So then he has no recollection, and then he wakes up with blood all over his hands.
Mm-hmm. Skander,
Yes.
move your shirt, please. I'd like to see your ribs.
Fine. He's got what looks like a
There's your knife. Bit you.
what? He bit me?
Oh no, I think he's going to turn into a farmer as the Lord.
Should be part of his thrall service. So
Yes, he will.
You'll stay behind and work off your debt. Maybe if it's paid off when we return, we'll take you back.
Fine.
You have a chance to make this right. I suggest you take it.
Alright. No choice.
Shall we go?
Alright, so you guys roll. Those are very kind of thinned.
And you fucker swore no oath of loyalty to those that you consider a team now. Their loyalty to someone who clearly took no respect for an oath. Swear your loyalty to this team, and I will consider you part of it.
Skander, huh? Skander was a hero.
Loyalty to us before we left flew off the handle.
Mayhaps you must find better histories of better heroes then. I can cite many for you. Ones that actually hold and extol the virtues.
You talk a lot.
Talk as much as required. Yes, breasts like this, and then I make like a marketing gesture.
So yeah, they kind of turn back to their half of the camp and then continue not to talk. You guys.
You think hard gun, but you're still young. You have much to learn. In our service, you'll see true battle, and you'll learn true honor and true combat. What you have right now is stories, but they're lies. Perhaps, as you gain some experience, think differently.
We'll see.
Besides, it's unbefitting a warrior to be over here to bray and brood like this. It's kind of is it not behind Aragast?
Rannick, eyes widen again. What did you say to me, dwarf?
You're acting like a bunch of women.
But yes.
So you can see him clench his jaw.
I'm getting ready for a spell if need be.
Or are you an animal? Sir acted like a dog.
Did like a wolf.
Wolves are noble. Wolves are fierce. Dogs lay and kill weaker beings for prey. Wolves hunt things that are to kill.
Well said, Aragast.
One such as him.
Or the blood claws now that Skander. Must you choose one?
Usually one appears. Although, what you've seen of them, it looks like it's Rannick.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one doing most of the talking, and he's like
Yeah.
giving orders. And
that you're stepping into the role. Where do you lead these men? To fame, fortune, or folly?
Brings us.
That was alliteration, by the way. I like it. Very good.
Thank you, Knock.
We're sworn, so we'll follow you.
Then we'll have to take the reins.
So he kind of turns back to his friend.
And join the main camp.
Turned around and you say quit moping, you just see it like clench.
He pushes all. You'll get used to it. And I'll pull out some from the fire.
Inspiration is kind of my forte. It goes in many different directions.
So, having hung around with you guys for a while, he actually just mutters, hangs out with his friend.
They do learn.
So, a couple later, there's a bandit attack as you're riding along. But you take it very easy. With this many of you, including the Bloodclaws, you deal with it really quickly. The Bloodclaws fight like really well, and surprisingly, like shouting and bringing them into order and stuff like that. One of them, Beric, runs off after one and jumps on him and starts punching and punching and punching. Ranek runs over and grabs him by the back of the head and flings him off, and then goes and backhands him and gets order back to the Bloodclaws. So he's definitely trying to bring discipline to them, but it's definitely difficult. You guys just cut through bandits like they're nothing.
We do have the other two lads with us as well still, correct? Ragnar and Bjorn. Okay, just making sure. Just trying to get our total numbers. So there's 9 Bloodclaws, 2 of them, and then the 5 of us. Yeah, we're pretty big. And
yeah, and it's all warriors too. So like, the bandits were kind of suicidal trying to attack you.
But I'll definitely compliment Ranek and his men on their performance.
So Ranek takes that compliment and he nods, and then he turns around and watches the guys, and he goes, "Yeah!" And they all kind of cheer a little bit. So it's not too much. It's probably another week before you reach Gaspenholm, which is the final village before you head into the actual mountains proper. You kind of crest the hill, and the snow is really thick here. And you crest this hill, and you see smoke coming from up ahead, and you assume it's got to be chimneys. And you get closer, and it's not. It's not coming from chimneys. The town has been burnt. It's been set on fire, and it's currently cooking.
Light?
What do you think?
Have the Bloodclaws been scouting ahead?
They've been riding with you for this part of the trip.
Okay. What about my owl? Has it seen anything?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Alright, I'm not sure what kind of bonus they get to perception.
I think it's advantage for an owl. I would assume it is anyway.
I'll just go with that.
We're getting very saddened that we're not going to get the warm bed and hot meal that I was expecting upon arriving in this town. That'll fuel me to want to sort of like poke around and dig, and I'm like looking for footprints and sort of like information from that sort of thing. So I'll be using the investigate skill as well.
Yes. What did you roll for Grimfeather?
It was like a 2 and a 4, so I think he saw a mouse or something.
Yeah, he saw a mouse. He was really excited about it. You got you communicate telepathically and you look through his line.
Since I'm kind of shitty at investigation, while the guys are going and poking around the town, I'll stay kind of up more on the hill that we came over as we saw, so I can keep an eye on anybody approaching sides, so that if like a group of bandits start to come back towards the town while they're investigating, I can shout out the alarm.
I have a 20.
Blood. And
In Albion, our home city.
Is that the same symbol I would have found there, or any sort of symbol that the
It's a symbol
Dark
that you
elf.
would recognize. It's a symbol of Nuada, who is a old god, a war god.
Similar, but not the same. It is the mark
I
of
know
Nuada.
you said there were no bodies. Was our town in flames as well?
Yeah, some of the buildings were looked to be more ransacked than destroyed. This appears to be destroyed. Doesn't look like any care was given. I'm gonna shout to Rennick. Rennick, search the buildings with your men. Any bodies?
It will be done, he says, with it like this really dramatic sort of bow, and then they go and look. You guys even walking through the town, there's nothing, no people at all, and also no bodies, no sign of struggle. Even it's just the houses have been burnt, and it's really quiet. There's no sound at all. There's kind of a little bit of a shrieking of wind, like a sort of, uh, but that's it. It's almost unnatural.
Phrase or anything that might come to mind about something like this?
Most of the few were left alive. However, the dark take the kills with them and stuff.
I rolled a 14 for my history check.
So this kind of destruction, Nuada, either like a cult that worships the old gods, or like weird and ancient like
Right, but so are skin, which we've all.
going through town. Rannick comes back to you, Sir. The town.
And I'll towards the town square.
What time of day is it? What's the sky like? And
It's quite dark. Sure.
I'll send my owl out again just to kind of run a perimeter around the town to see if anyone's.
And you get there and there's a pyramid that is made of skulls, hundreds of skulls sitting there in this piled up sort of pyramid, and atop the pyramid on a stake is a naked teen girl with her throat cut, and in a circle around the pyramid this symbol of the flaming spear is repeated: north, south, east and west.
what the fuck is this?
So history, religion, what do we do to try and are these skulls like freshly freed of flesh, basically?
Yeah, they are. It would be religion for this.
Okay, I speak in curse and I'll make my check as I look at it.
So this is the mark of the Kaldalfer. There are stories of them doing this to villages, appearing, killing every single person in the village, and a teenage girl as a sacrifice. Burning all the houses, killing everybody, and making a pyramid of skulls. This is like wholesale destruction. It's like wanton murder for the sake of murder. And the idea is to appease who thirsts for blood.
Looking.
People might have.
Absolutely nothing.
The
Looks like basically
the
skulls just appear in the middle of town. Sorry.
Legends say the Kaldalfer can travel without taking steps.
You would know that of them, that they seem to be able to disappear and if they want to.
Legend exists, surely.
Our skin changer Lord Gunn.
Caldafair does exist.
You've seen them, sir?
There, who destroyed my home. Though we were able to beat back, it was a small group of them. I can't imagine how many would have attacked a town this size. This is easily twice as big as the town I grew up in.
How are the other guys reacting to this?
The blood gods are all looking outwards, making sure sneaks up on them. They're definitely afraid.
I'm gonna see if I can get any sense of like, if the gods will grant me any sort of vision, to find these Kaldalfer to enact vengeance for this fallen town.
see, yeah, you get like flashes. An icy cave, and then tents, and then a close up of this scarred, perfect hoodie that I'm wearing, white as snow, eyes and scarred.
My lion has eaten their flesh here. I say as I look up, eyes fluttering. I try to think of landmarks and maybe if I recall anything of geography and history of like where this cave might exist from anything I might have gleaned onto to find this lion's den.
All these stories of Caldalfer say that they live way up in the north, kind of where you're going. But even further, so beyond the mountain range, there's like this kind of plain of ice, and that's where they are said to dwell. But nobody ever goes there because it's just an incredible hell.
Would this be beyond the castle that we're heading towards as well?
Be beyond, yeah. Your castle is going to be in the mountains that you're going to find.
Is there any, with the investigation, any attributable sort of like cause other than the fact to just appease Niata? That's it. Really?
Like what you would know of with your studies and stuff, they, of all the Alpha that are out there, they have this really powerful hate for life generally. They just kill for the joy of killing. They spread suffering and misery for the sheer joy of it. Seemingly random without any purpose, just for the sake of spilling blood.
They touched without reason.
They'll continue killing, regardless.
Hey. And all the claws whip out there. What the fuck? And he's limping. He's like leaning on it. This spear, 7 feet tall, totally white, and skin marked with scars all over the place.
Throw it out, shield in hand.
Already, all of them.
Ew.
This is just beginning. Many more will die. Your time is over, man. Your land.
I feel like my oath of vengeance. The vengeance is. Yeah. Let's see here. 15.
Shy. Go to the right. Breed.
Cal have the ability to make themselves visible. Let me see. Do I have to touch to cast this spell? Because if I do, I probably won't do it.
The darkness again. The triumphant and sent from this world of Midgard.
Why not before?
Been a long time. Had a to change things.
Of regime recently.
If he succeeds and the spell fails,
What's the glow?
okay. So in a 10-foot radius, even if he were to be visible, I would.
This flash of energy comes out. So he's going to try and attack you, and then we're on initiative.
Ouch. Okay. But I do have my. And I have shield.
They both stood against your shield, kind of fizzling crackles of energy, smash against your shield, and we'll roll initiative.
Dice stream. No.
9.
The dice stream. How about 13? That's a whole lot of single digits in here.
Mm-hmm. We have no initiative.
Got lucky in dice stream.
What about you, Tostig? You there? Oh, he's connected, is he?
I think
Osvaldo, you actually go first.
okay. So how far away?
He pointed a spear, and these 2 crackles of green energy came out of him. It's like 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, in that case, then I'm going to kind of charge up towards him. I'll stop, I think, 10 feet away from him. And cast Thunder Wave. Is it 10 feet or 5 feet range? I think it's... Oh, the range is 15-foot cube from myself. So yeah, okay, I can stop about 15 feet away from him. Yeah, so again, he gets to make a Constitution save.
Okay.
Cast it, and I do a chant.
He has a 14 on his save.
Okay, so he succeeded. Half damage. And he's not pushed back. You see the damage is 2d8. Oops, 2d8, not 3. 9, so he takes what, 4?
Okay.
Big thunderous sound anyway, and basically practically shrugs it off.
His hair.
It's sounded impressive. That's all.
Is Bardic Inspiration a bonus action?
I think it is, yeah.
Because if so, I would like to grant it to... actually, I'm going to grant it to Serg. I think he probably uses it more than... And I'm a Valor Bard, so you can use that for rolls as well.
In your back, excellent, excellent. Much? Whitey?
Mine's been corrected. It should be 8, not...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm using my shield as a shield. Charging and taking from... this is left leg as I'm going to roll my damage as well, assuming. 8.
Yep.
5 plus 4.
Okay.
So, yep. So, that's...
Put into he whips his spear around, bursts into flame. He stabs it towards Asvalder.
He misses.
I don't think he does. 18, you said?
Yeah,
Yeah. See what he has.
he hits me.
Does. So it's going to be
10d8 damage, yeah?
no. 9 and 3 is 12 points damage.
Okay. Ouch, I'm bloodied.
And towards Tostig at your face, and he misses.
I call out for the others to hold their attack until after I've magics.
The end of it, this attack, he disappears and appears away, back away from you guys.
I'm sorry, did Tostig miss when you...
No.
Actually, you should roll twice.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because he's glowing with fairy fire.
Yeah, no problem.
And got those extra 2 if I do damage while I'm using a one-handed weapon and shield.
Okay, I'll let that now. Then, sir, you're next.
And I'll start to do a charge. I'm going to do the
Charge.
unstoppable charge ability, so inspiration. So hopefully
Nice.
I don't roll terribly. Alright, so
You have advantage on the attack anyway because he's glowing with fairy fire.
oh shoot, I forgot about that. I probably shouldn't have used my channel anonymity. Oh well. So
That's a hit.
so 16, 22 plus 11, so 30 12 to
Damn
not
it.
get pushed back or knocked down rather.
Did not
And-
make it.
Which is, let's see, 8 damage.
Alright, so 8 damage and you knock his ass down onto the ground. Perfect. Nice job. Knock.
I'm looking at him. Does he look remotely phased by the two?
He does. He also was injured before he engaged you guys. He was kind of limping out and he was coughing a lot and stuff. So he was in with the townspeople, it looks like.
So I'm going to be moving forward and whispering into my runes, and I'm struck by an inspiration, a fleeting visage that I cast before him, and the magical energy arc to him, and all of a sudden he's beset by of the fates of how his daughter will meet her end, and he sees this pass before his eyes. Old person, and he can make his wisdom saving throw. DC 14.
Very cool. Oh, he makes it though.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Actually, the fates told me that that this is the thing to do to him. That'll cut him the deepest. He rolled a 5 for his wisdom check.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, horrified. The Kaldalfar are a dwindling race. There's very few of them left. The idea of losing and it's very, very, very difficult for them to imagine. And he is just transfixed and unable to move. So it's 5 extra damage, Chris?
Yeah, I accidentally the damage to, or the +5 to attack rather than damage. So
Cool. Okay. So he is now paralyzed on the ground underneath Sirg. So attacks paralyzed are auto crits, and it does. I think he gets to make a save, maybe.
He does get around, so everybody's got to do what they're going to do now.
Yeah. So
I was
Argas,
about to do a headsman's axe here.
So seeing he's paralyzed and attacks are auto crits, I kind of I sling my back. I hold out. Well, actually, before I do this, I will call out to my owl and say, "Keep an eye on him mentally." And once I'm standing over him, I take my hands and kind of put them in front of me, kind of pointed at him, and then bonus action, I will summon my great spear into my hands, such that the spear will pierce into his body. You said that, right?
it's an automatic crit. Yeah.
So let's see. That would be
100 dice you roll now.
6.
Exhaust the number of dice that Dice Stream can generate.
Yeah.
So it would be that plus 5.
Fucking hell. Okay. This is what 9.
Kind of extend the spear so when it appears, it will appear in his body, kind of holding around.
Damage again?
Base damage is 46.
That's for
Thing
being
for
half
critting.
giant.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's not looking so hot.
Okay.
Definitely looked better in his days.
He's rocking the neck.
Yeah. So Tostig, you're up.
Is there still room for me to get?
Yeah.
Being the nimble human, then I can just nip in there and hopefully get the clean blow on this scumbag. who
Kill
deserves
Steve.
dead.
Auto crit you.
So it'll be double your damage dice.
Or whatever. And I still have a 17 I can his way.
That's such a great combo. If
Good rolls, and I wouldn't want to give them to him.
Had this in my sworn enemy, I could throw up Bane to make it even worse for him.
It's only a total of
so you slice. Then it's Aswalder.
Toss my shield to the ground and go for a two-handed overhead attack. So it's auto crits. D10 plus 3. It's damage.
Nice. I'm still breathing. Sirg, your turn.
Alright, putting my foot on his shoulder blade, and I'm just bringing it down. No mercy involved here. Let's see, 20 8, 35, 37 plus 5, so 42.
Be dead. You remove him easily from the shoulder. All right, so you have killed an elder. No one's seen an elder from Sirg, I guess, in like quite a long time. Most people think they're not real. Definitely, the humans among you would not think they're real. They were just scared. Yeah. So this is probably quite a shocking occasion.
The
I'm
children
taking-
live.
Both.
Quancho Ocho? The Quancho Ocho? I'm just very magical.
Definitely, yeah. Flame while he was fighting. Wearing a loin. He was barefoot. He had no clothes on apart from the loin, and it is freezing up here.
I'm going to try to get a couple of blood claws to help me take the girl's body down, so we can, I don't know, I suppose probably burn her or something.
No problem.
See if I can engage with this, if I get any energies. If I realize it's ultimately just a weapon, I'm pretty much gonna lop it up. But we'll
The symbols that were
Been desecrated. I want to kind of give her a decent repose as we send her on her.
problem.
The elves head up by the hair and just stare into its face. Stick it on a pole outside the castle.
well, it's cold
I was
enough
gonna
not
say,
to breathe.
ear that I took, I'm just gonna like it's taxidermy style and put it on
Yeah, it's long and pointed. Yeah, so and does kind of thrum with magical energy to some extent, but you'll have to take a little bit of time to figure out exactly what it does. Yeah, so after Guest's been home, it's going to be another long, brutal walk into. That'll be next time.
We should
Not
do
when you got
something about it.
Is it going?
I don't.
I think.
The skull. So that we
I was
do
gonna say, if we were to pike them, then probably leaving them in the city would be a better option.
Yeah, if you would think that if they're going to come back to find him, they'll come here.
Or taunt them to come follow us. Not at this point.
If they have any sense of magical abilities, which they can pretty much appear at will, I'm pretty sure they will figure out what has occurred. I'm a novice by some standards in the arts, and these things are very magical beings. I think it's a foregone conclusion that they will eventually come and seek us and hunt us, and you will have your glorious battle and perhaps a glorious end.
Odin's will.
Pipes up and he says, "No, you'll never be defeated. You're the most incredible warriors."
Every dog has its day. You're not half as useless as I thought you'd be.
And you're a little less than gently yourself. Well, there.
I'll offer him a skin of mead.
You guys up the bodies and stuff, and I guess head around.
The odd mouse.
Sorry?
Just the odd.
Jerks.
Mouse. So you guys,
That's mouse guard.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys